Dr. Deneen Robinson, and I am a adjunct faculty here at the college. I teach in the business and entrepreneurship department. I teach human resource courses, and I also help to develop some OER textbooks for a couple of classes, and I have the both of best. I'll say I'm the best, have the best of both worlds, I should say, because I also teach on the continuing education side. So I've been in the college here for 10 years, and so I wanted to do a presentation on emotional intelligence. Because emotional intelligence plays a big part of how individuals handle chaos, how they handle situations. And not only is it important as a student being able to handle stress and to be able to address your personal needs, but also to address how you are feeling. When you become a leader of a company, it's very important that you develop an environment where everyone can be successful. And to be successful, you have to be in tune with how you handle stress and how you make others around you feel. So over the last 2 years, all of us have dealt with COVID-19 pandemics. And so it's very important that when you feel stressed, that you come up with strategies and that you are aware that you are stressed. So, for example, I love sports. I love golf and I love basketball. And so as the weather is starting to turn warm, I've come up with activities that I can do every week so that I can de-stress from work and from day-to-day situations that occur in life. And so you as students have to come up with ways on how to hone on your emotional intelligence. And when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, how you can develop a rapport with your teachers, how you can go to the wellness centers and speak to our professional counsels. And so one of the things that I do is music. Music is a universal tool to help people unwind. I don't care where you're from, what your ethnicity, or what your economic geographical area or where you are. Music helps people to kind of come together. And so when I'm stressed, I put on different types of music that I know that's going to relax me. Or I talk to friends. I have colleagues at the job that I can talk to. And then I also have friends. So anytime that you feel stressed, you need to come up with ways. Also, journaling is very good. And so journaling is a way to just help you to understand what you need to do. For me, I had to be organized. So I have a to-do list. And so every night before I go upstairs, because I work from home, I'm blessed to work from home. And so right now I'm downstairs, the downstairs area of my townhouse is my office. And so every night before I go upstairs, I have a to-do list of all the items and I prioritize what is the most important to the least important. And so I have all of that and already written out. And so when I come back down to my office the next day, I'm able to check off what I need to do. So let's get started. Okay, what is emotional intelligence? Okay, emotional intelligence is basically being able to, one, understand your own emotions. So for me, I have to be organized. So I have been waiting for all of you to join me for about 30 minutes because I do not like to rush. I like to be on time. And so even when I'm teaching a class, and say my class starts at 6 o'clock, I'm online at 5:15 because at 6 o'clock when it's time to start, I don't have to worry about any type of technological situations occurring. I'm already online. And so to me, you have to find out what are the triggers that make your emotions kind of high. For me, I have to be organized and I have to be on time because I stress when I'm running late or I'm not prepared. So those are the things that I have to work on. And also understanding and knowing how you react to situations. So one of the things that I do is that I always have people in my life that are very positive. Positivity is very important because when you're going through hard times or difficult situations, you want to have people there that can be supportive and can talk to you and can help you figure out things, what you need to do, what is the next step. And so as a future leader, all of y'all are future leaders. And as future leaders, you have to realize that as leaders, people want to mimic and model your behavior. And so it's very important that you have control of your behavior, that you want to treat people the same way that they treat you. And so understanding what your negative triggers are and what your positive triggers are can help you be the best leader. And so the new type of leaders is what we call a servant leader. And a servant leader makes sure that they understand their emotions and help other people to get control of their emotions. And so we see all of these negative incidents that are occurring in society. Just that tragic situation that happened in Sacramento with 6 people were tragically shot yesterday. And so just understanding that if you see someone in trouble, reach out to them. And as a student, if you see another student in trouble, getting in contact with letting your professor know, letting them know that, there is help to that PG Community College has for our students. We have the wellness centers, and we have other resources that our counselors can provide. Oh, we have somebody in the chat. Okay. Oh, okay. So can everybody see the slide I'm in now?
We see the title slide.
Okay, you see the title slide?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so let me see what's going on. Because I'm on the second slide, so
you officially hit the start button.
Okay, let me start
try
it.
to reshare it if you have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna reshare. Okay. All right.
I don't know if it's like some kind of presenter view. Is that?
Yeah, I had the slideshow, and then I have from beginning, from current side. Can y'all see this now?
Yes,
Okay.
we see it.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Can everybody see? Is it big enough? Is it big enough on the screen? Okay. So what is emotional intelligence? Again, and so remember, your brain reacts to different emotions. It reacts to different elements. And so for you as a human being, you need to understand how does your brain cope with different functionalities of your life. And so we always say that emotional intelligence occurs with 2 different types of intelligence. We talk about SI, not for Sports Illustrated, but SI for social intelligence, basically understanding how your emotional intelligence affects how other people react. Just like if you are in a situation where, say, someone might cut their finger, they start bleeding, you have to remain calm so that the person that is injured can remain calm, because the calmer that they are, the more that one, you can help them, and you can reduce the stress in the situation. And so again, EI, which is emotional intelligence, plus SI, which is social intelligence, equals emotional quotients. And emotional quotients basically is your mental capability to handle how you control your emotions. And so when we talk about emotional intelligence, it has several factors that is a part of what makes us unique. And the first one is self-awareness. Again, understanding the triggers that help you, that affect you. Like, for example, I said that one of my triggers that really stresses me out is being unorganized, or when I'm being late. So I always make sure that I'm always, if I have to do a presentation such as tonight, I'm there, even though I work from home, 35 to 45 minutes early, so that everything, even though we have a little technical difficulties, I know I'm familiar with my slides and I'm familiar with what I have to say. So even though you weren't seeing it, you were still hearing the message. So being self-aware of how you control and take control of what you can. And so one thing that you need to do is do a self-reflection. Reflect on, how do you treat people? What are the triggers that make you stressful? What can you do to eliminate or to reduce that stress level? For example, I said music helps me to reduce my stress level. Maybe journaling will help you. Maybe taking up photography will help you. So you have to come up and decide and understand ways that will help you to connect to your emotions. Okay, emotional resilience. Again, understanding, keeping people that are positive around you, getting people that are going to support you, not bring you down. And that's very important, because as students, it's very important that you have people that are around you that respect you, that respect your feelings, respect your you as a person. And those are people that you want as your support group. Okay, motivation. What motivates you? To me, I am so excited to be a professor or instructor at Prince George Community College, because to me, one of the best gifts that God has given me, besides my family, has been the ability to spread and share knowledge with other people so that they can be successful in living their dreams. And so motivation is very important. And so when you decide, and right now while you're in college, deciding what makes you happy. So choosing the academic track that you want to go in and motivate you. And then the next one is influence. Again, being around people that are positive, that can give you positive resources. I always say that look at your professors or your instructors, because I have been teaching for 17 years, and I still have a mentor that I bounce off ideas when I want to come up or writing something or coming up with activities for class, or I have a new idea or a new way that I want to introduce items in my classes. And so I can just call my mentor up. So you as students, you need to develop a rapport with an instructor that's in the field that you want to go into. And that person can help you with resources, can help you to tell you what skill sets that you need to develop. They might also give you contacts that you can call and help you to get started in that field. Okay. And intuitiveness. Okay. Basically, that's your intuition. It's like that's your gut feeling. That's your voice that's inside of you that's telling you, hey, something is not right. I need to listen to my body. Because again, you need to find a way to release your stress. So you can't just be working and doing schoolwork all the time. You have to find a release. And so, again, I like sports. I like watching sports on TV. I like hanging out. I have a group of friends that I hang out with, and also make sure that I spend time with my family. I have pets that I have. And so you need to find out what makes you happy. And so look at your gut feeling. If something is telling you that something that is not right, 9 times out of 10, you need to listen to that feeling. Okay. Interpersonal sensitivity, again, being sensitive to others' needs, being sensitive to your needs, because a lot of times we as students, or we have to. Some of you students might have to take care of an older family member, and you might get burned out between your family commitments and your school commitments. And so, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you take care. We call it self-care, and you need to be sensitive to that as well. Also, we're talking about interpersonal sensitivity, again, is how you connect. How do you speak to people? Okay, because we need to show sympathy, we need to show empathy, we need to show respect towards one another, and that starts with being able to have good emotional intelligence. So the 5 components of emotional intelligence is very important. 1, know yourself. Okay, no one can know. It's just, like the psychologists always say, this is when I was studying or taking psychology classes at University of Maryland, one of my instructors was a psychologist. And he said, basically, before he can help other people with their stuff, he has to know his stuff and be able to involved around his own emotions. And so it's the same concept. You have to know your emotions before you can help other people. And sometimes it's okay to say no, because we can't do everything all the time. We have to take time for ourselves. We have to do self-reflections. We have to understand when we're tired, when we need some rest. We have to understand when we can't hang out with our family or friends, we have to do our schoolwork. So basically understanding what you need as an individual. And then again, self-management is very important. Manage your emotions by understanding your triggers, understanding what you need to do to be successful. Again, one of the tips I just mentioned to you is that I have a to-do list. Also, I make sure that I coordinate all my meetings that I have during the week to my cell phone. So when there's a meeting that comes up, or it's coming up in like an hour or half an hour, I get an alert on my phone. That helps me to stay connected. Also, one of the things that I do, because I teach at another educational institution, is that by my desk right now, you can't see it, but I have 2 calendars. One calendar is for one school that I teach, and the calendar is for another school that I teach. And so what I do is I make sure that I put all of the important information or important events that I have. And so I can always look at that as well. So I have a backup plan. So I'm from the old school, and the old school is that we always didn't rely on technology, because technology wasn't as advanced as it is today. So I always have a backup. I do it. Write it on my calendar, as well as have it my calendar synchronized to my cell phone. And again, motivation. Motivation is key, and nobody knows how to motivate you except you. And I always tell people, make sure that you are taking care of yourself, and that means making sure that you're going to the doctors. Make sure, for example, one of the things that I did yesterday is I took myself and my mom, and we got our 4th shot. So we got our 2nd booster shot yesterday. That's one of the things that I did yesterday. Also on Sundays, I don't do any work at all. That's the time that I relax. I spend time with family and friends. And so that's my way of self-managing myself and preparing myself physically and mentally to get through to the next week. And then again, social awareness, understanding other people's emotions, understanding whether it's negative or positive. If you're in a situation where you feel that someone's around you is being is hostile or is being unsympathetic, remove yourself from that situation. I always tell people, remove yourself from the situation. Because one thing that I always tell my families and friends, I will not argue with you. I would just walk away. And if I'm on the phone with you, I would just politely excuse myself from the phone, because that's one thing I just don't like to do. I don't like to argue because one, I know that for me, as part of my self-management, because of some of my health issues, that it will make me worse. And so I just remove myself. So again, recognizing and understanding that some people are going to be negative because that is just their DNA. Some people won't be supportive. So removing that particular situation away from you. And again, sometimes in life, we have to remove ourselves from people, not because we don't care about them, but it's the best thing for us to do, to help us have a positive emotional intelligence. So if you have friends that always want to argue with you, and they always seem to stress you, that's a sign right there that you need to remove yourself from them. Okay. Again, manage relationships, others' emotion, relationship management. Again, that's what you need to be aware of, understanding what relationships in your life are positive and what relationships in your life are negative, understanding that how those relationships affect you mentally, and understanding that when you are in a certain mental capacity, that you are successful. When you're in a negative mental capacity, that is when stress will overcome. And sometimes you will start to see maybe your schoolwork suffer, maybe you will see relationships suffer. So again, understanding one, yourself, knowing about how you're going to take care of yourself, self-management, understanding how other people's emotions affect you and how your emotions affect them. And then also observing the type of relationships that you have with other people and how that affects your emotional intelligence. Okay, so again, we talk about awareness, and awareness is again understanding that who you are and that you're not going to let anybody else not make you successful, not motivate you to do well in school, not motivate you to get those degrees that you want to be successful. And so just being aware of that. Again, when we talk about the social awareness, again, understand that the skill sets of being able to show empathy towards other people that might not have a strong self-awareness or a strong self-competence area. Because see, self-awareness, when you have a positive self-awareness, not only are you confident, but you understand what you need to do to make you happy and to make your dreams come true. And so a lot of people that might be around you might not be up to that level. And so what you need to do is to understand, one, that you might be able to assist them. But remember, you can only assist people if they want to be assisted. Because when someone does not want to be assisted, then no matter what you tell them, they're not listening. Because until they make it up in their mind that these are the steps they have to take, you're just talking to the wall. And so again, sometimes you have to remove yourself from relationships until the other party is able to reach you where you are. And that's okay, because in life, you're going to you're going to be in various and multiple relationships. You're going to have friends that you're going to have right now, and then you might have friends that you had in high school, but you don't have them now. And that's just life. And so you just have to be aware of that you need to have people in your life that are good for you. And again, people, always tell people, do not judge other people until you walk in their shoes. And so I always tell people, when you say something, you cannot erase it. You can't get white out, or you can't just, tear it up, because whatever you say is already out there and you cannot retract it. So just be careful that you don't judge other people because they might not be at a level where you are. You try to help people. You try to, let them know that you're there for them. But again, you can only do what you can do. Okay. And then social skills is very important. Networking, again, building up positive relationships, building up networks that will help you stay supported and help you stay grounded. And so again, like I said, I have a mentor that I have. I have friends that I play sports with, and I have friends that I go out with. And so sometimes those are different friends because that is just the way that it happened to be that our relationship is. There's friends that I play sports with, there's friends that I hang out with, and then I have a mentor that helps me grow professionally. And so when I have some type of problems, or I have a concern about my professional growth, I can speak with them. And so those are the type of relationships that you're going to have to be able to develop. Does anybody have any questions so far? You could just, if you have any questions or any comments, you could just unmute yourself. Okay. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead. So when we talk about emotional intelligence, just high emotional intelligence, and then there's low emotional intelligence. Again, the first step is accepting yourself, understanding who you are, being happy of who you are, and letting others know that you are happy with yourself and that nobody can bring you down. No one can make you feel bad about yourself. Also, you have to learn how to accept others for who they are, because that is life. Okay. Again, you can communicate assertively. That means that you can speak up for yourself, but you don't have to tear a person down to get your point across. I can disagree. Like, for example, I've worked with some of my colleagues at Prince George's Community College in putting projects together. And of course, you're not always going to agree, but we decide that we're going to disagree respectively, and that we're going to give each other an opportunity to express our opinions. And then we will come up with a utilitarian decision, which means that a decision that is good for the group and not just good for just one person. And again, that shows empathy. You want to show that you're compassionate, and you want to let people know that you support them, and that you're going to be there for them. And that is a great one. Shows that you have high emotional intelligence, but it also shows that you can relate to other people, that you're a great leader, you're great in working in teams. Okay, a low emotional intelligence is when you do not accept yourself. You have low self-esteem, you have low self-confidence, and if others are not like you, we call this groupthink in business. Groupthink when people have to dress alike, have to think alike, and have to say and say everything alike. And so again, you have to accept others for who they are. Everyone is a unique individual. Everybody's here on earth for a reason. And our job as human beings is to get together and to communicate in a humanistic view. Again, to get your point across, you don't have to come to someone aggressively. That means you don't have to yell at them. You don't have to scream at them. You don't have to use aggressive language. You don't have to use aggression, physical assertions to communicate with people. And again, someone who doesn't understand and lacks empathy in case someone is going through something. You have to support people because you never know when you're going to need to be supported. Then we talk about the five, again, these are the 5 signs of high emotional intelligence. And one is self-perception. I have a cat and he's a Siamese cat. I have 2 dogs. I have you probably, but you can look it up, Google it. I have a Rhodesian Ridgeback, which is in Africa, they're called lion hunters. And so he's 8 years old. He's about 160. When he stands on his hind legs, he's about 6 feet. And so I have a cat who's a Siamese cat. And so when he looks in the mirror, he sees himself as a big dog too, because he walks around with the dog and he's not afraid of the dog, even though they grew up together. That my cat sees himself as another lion hunter because he has self-confidence and he is not afraid. And so he has a good perception of who he is. Interpersonal skills, we have to learn how to talk through our disagreements. We have to learn how to respect each other's opinions. We have to learn how to disagree respectfully. We have to learn how to be vocal when we want to tell people no, but do it in a assertive manner, but one manner that you're not tearing people down. You have to learn how to ask for help. And that's something that sometimes we as human beings and sometimes you as students don't ask for help because remember, your instructors used to be where you were. Okay, it might have been a long time ago, but we still were where you were. And so if you need a help, come to us. If you want to ask questions about your field, your industry, remember, a lot of us have been in our field or our industry for 20, 30, 40 years. And so we can lead you into the right track. And again, sometimes we might be able to give you contacts that will help you maybe get started in your industry. Again, stress management, learning how to eliminate stress management. One of the things that we learned, we had a professional development a couple of months ago for the staff at Prince George's Community College. And it was, sponsored by that particular seminar was sponsored by Kaiser. And we did chair yoga. And chair yoga is great for me because I have disability. And so between my arthritis and my lumbar disc degenerative disease, I can't do all those, on a mat and stuff. So being able to learn how to do chair yoga was great for me, and also something that you could do when you're in an office or even just me just sitting here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Even just sitting here, just having an opportunity to speak with you, it's just learning how to de-stress. And so stress management is something that we're going to be doing for the rest of our life. We're going to be stress management. Like, for example, I apologize. I forgot to turn my cell phone off or turn it to mute. And so the music came on, but I still was able to concentrate because of the fact that I'm focused on what I'm doing. So nothing around me is going to stress me from delivering my seminar to you. And it takes years and years of practice to do that. But you start working on it now and understanding your body, understanding your mindset, understanding what triggers that you have that will make you either nervous or make you stressed, and learning how to deal with that. And again, when you have high emotional intelligence and you are de-stressed, you're calm, you're relaxed, and you control of your emotions, you can make the best decisions. They always tell when I was in my executive management program for my master's, they always say, do not make decisions when you are upset, you're hungry, or you are sick, because that's going to be the worst decisions that you're going to make. Make your decisions when you had an opportunity to be calm and collective and be able to look over the details of the situation, being able to compare and contrast, and then you can make the best decision based on what you believe is going to work for you or work for everyone that is associated with that situation. And again, self-expression. Of course, you're going to get angry. Nobody's going to be happy all the time. That's unrealistic. But trolling when you're mad, understanding that if you're in a work situation or you're in a school situation, you don't want to yell at your friends because you got a bad grade. Learning how to deal with your anger, learning how to deal with your frustrations, and being able to talk it through, be able to understand what is the next step. So if you got a bad grade on a test or a paper, the first thing you should do is speak to your instructor. Your instructor would tell you A, B, C, what you have done wrong. They probably also will give you resources that you might want to use. Okay. The second one is to, once you calm down, is to actually read the comments and then see, so it's a step. So remember, everything in life is a step, is a process. And so you as the student or you as a human being have to go through the steps that you want to take to be successful. And so all of these 5 signs are great opportunities to help you to improve your emotional intelligence. Again, these are ways how to boost your emotional intelligence. One, develop a rapport with everyone. Try to be nice and be respectful for everyone, because I'm telling you, you don't know how that's going to serve you, because you never know who is going to watch you. I'll give you a prime example. Just by being on LinkedIn and wishing someone a happy birthday, me and this person connected, and we were able to have my own business on the side. And we were able to connect. And based on that, I was able to do some trainings for that organization. So just by wishing that person a happy birthday and just being pleasant, I was able to connect. So again, you never know by just being nice to someone, speaking with that individual, what that's going to lead to. Because again, you will want someone to treat you as the way you treat them. Okay. Practice positivity. Okay. Again, in life, we're going to go through hurdles. We're going to go through tough situations, but it's how you handle those situations that's going to make you a winner. Always come up with have a contingency plan or a backup plan for what you need to do in case something goes wrong. Okay. So practice positivity. Okay. Just say, okay, I might be having a bad day today, but tomorrow is a brand new day, and I'm going to have a great day. Okay. Analyze your unconscious feelings. We call it unconscious bias behavior. Just because we always say unconscious bias or behavior comes with one, who you hang around with, and sometimes who you were born, your family, your environment, who's in your environment. But you need to analyze your unconscious feelings, because you might have a bias, or you might have against someone, and that person has not done anything to you, but because the people that you hang around with, or because you've heard family members and friends say that they don't like A, B, and C, that's stuck in your brain. And so all of a sudden you start to have negative feelings or unconscious behavior, negative behavior towards that person because of what you heard, because you don't know that person. Okay. Be aware of your feelings. Okay. again, understand that we all have, there's a whole spectrum of feelings that people go through, sometimes every day, sometimes every hour, and just understanding to put those feelings into perspective of what you want to do with those feelings. And again, this is the most important to me slide, is emotional intelligence and leadership, because great leaders that have high emotional, quote, again, social intelligence plus emotional intelligence equals EQ, which stands for emotional quotient, okay, or like your DNA. And so again, leaders that can create an environment that's DEI, and DEI is what we call diversity, equity, and inclusive. Okay, diversity is that you want people from different walks of life to be a part of your environment. You don't want everybody that looks the same, thinks the same, or acts the same. Okay, equity, everybody has the same opportunity to be successful in that organization, has the same opportunity to the resources in that organization. And inclusiveness, everybody belongs. Everybody feels like they belong. Everybody has a voice. Everybody can speak his or her opinion without being retaliated. And so that is a great way that you want to have in your classroom or in your environment. A lot of teachers, we have what we call safe space, okay? And a safe space is that the classroom is a safe place. It's an opportunity for you to express your opinion, as long as you're doing it in a professional, respectful manner, and that people are not going to be able to retaliate on you, because it's a safe space. Okay. Again, someone who's calm, is collective, and has control of their feelings can have a confined ways, and can have people help them work together to find solutions to problems. Again, if I am seen as a person that people can come to and they can trust and they can respect, and I'm transparent, it's communication. It's easy to communicate. And see, communication is the number one tool to emotional intelligence. You have to be able to communicate your feelings to others, and you want others to communicate their feelings to you. And again, a leader that has emotional intelligence, people will follow and be inspired and motivate to do well, because leaders that treat their employees with respect and appreciate their employees is a leader that is going to be around for a long time. Also, it's the same thing as when you do your own emotional intelligence, when you're doing your self-awareness, when you have to know your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threat. It's the same thing that you need to know about yourself. What is your strength? What is your weaknesses? What is your opportunities that you need to work on to improve? And what is your threat? So for me, my main threat is unorganization. I get stressed when I'm rushed and I'm unorganized. So that is why I have to make sure that I'm always prepared. Okay. Assertive, be assertive, but not be blameful and not be aggressive. Be supportive. Let people know that you're there for them, what type of resources that you can offer them. And so that's one way to put people at ease. A weakness of a leader is when you create a stressful work environment where you are always micromanaging, when you're always standing over someone to make sure they get the job done. You're not letting them be successful, be able to do their job on their own. Okay, poor communication flow. You're not transparent. You're not expressing yourself. You're not giving detailed information about what is expected of them to be successful. They don't understand. They don't know what is expected of them. You're impulsive. You don't know how to handle or deal with stress, and you just start to just load your frustrations and anger on everybody. You have no clear directions on how you're going to deal with your emotional intelligence. You haven't thought about your support system, your mentor, your network. You start to put people on edge because people are scared to walk around on eggshells, because they're scared to talk to you, because they don't want to get into any type of dispute with you. You start to blame everybody else for everything except for taking responsibility for your own emotions. And you do not value and respect other people's perspective or other people's opinions that is different from yours, and you're unsupportive. It's like, is your way or the highway? And so these are just a little bit, this is just a little insight into emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence has been around for about 10 years, but now because of the situation has occurred outside of this country, we started having, high suicidal rates in this country. People starting to have, we starting to be known as the resignation nation. People starting to resign. Mental health is a key part. Mental health and emotional intelligence goes hand in hand. So that's why self-awareness is very important, and self-management, because if you're aware of your emotions and what triggers your emotions and where it comes from, then that can help your mental health, because you know how to prepare and how to plan for resources to help you be successful in that category. So that's just a little bit of going into emotional intelligence and helping you understand what you need to do as a student. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to ask, does anybody have any questions? Any comments? Okay, well, if anybody doesn't have.
Wait, sorry. I was trying to write something in the chat and then I was like, should I? No, but and I'll say it since we have time, but what suggestions do you have if you work with a leader or a teacher that shows actions that represent like low EQ, like a lack of direction or something else that is really problematic?
One, I would suggest that you have a meeting with that person, have an agenda to talk about how you feel, what can be done. So I've worked with teachers before who don't even know that they came across that way. And so one of the times I said, I went up to a person and said, you're a really cool person and really down to earth, but your facial expression shows that you're always angry all the time. And that makes people feel like you're unapproachable. And that person didn't even know that their facial expression was making people feel at unease, and it was negative. They just never knew that, because nobody ever brought that to their attention. So one of the things that I would do is I would have a private meeting with that individual and just say, look, I'm not trying to put you down, or I'm trying to have any type of negative connotation with you. But, I've had people come to me and they wanted to talk to you. They want you to be a part of the group. But because do you know that you always have a frown on your face, or you always balling your fist, or you are always sitting on the side, and people are scared to approach you and they don't know you like I do. And I just wanted to let you know that, because I want other people to get to know the person that you are. So that's one way to approach it. So always approach it in a way that is going to be positive. So I always tell people, when you meet with somebody or talk to someone, don't always start out in a negative connotation. Start off as a positive and saying that this is what I observe, or this is what, and then give them an opportunity to speak.
That was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions? All right. Well, you can always find me. Dr. Deneen Robinson. I work in the business and entrepreneurship department. I also work in the continuing education department. So you can always, email me and find me in the directory, and I always will have time for you. So if you want, we can always set up a Zoom meeting, one-on-one Zoom meeting, or you can just email me. So I'm always available for anyone. So I hope that this presentation on emotional intelligence just gives you a little broad view, because emotional intelligence is a very, very detailed oriented topic, but I just gave you a little taste of what emotional intelligence is, because that's a new topic and a new scenario that you're going to be hearing throughout the summer as the crises around us get deeper and deeper.
Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
learned something. Yeah. I said, ooh, that's my trigger. No wonder I get upset when that happens. Let me be a little bit more aware of that. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Deneen Robinson, for sharing with us. And we'll stay on for a little bit. If anybody has any other questions or comments that you'd like to ask Dr. Robinson by yourself. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
I think my PowerPoint slides, they froze because I was
They did.
Yes.
I didn't know if you were still moving, if they were moving, if they were supposed to move. I was like, should I tell her? How long should I wait before I let her know? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really good. It was really good. Hopefully they got some key takeaways. I know I'm telling you, I wrote a note. I got my notes. I'm taking notes. I said, no wonder that person upsets me. That is my trigger. Okay. I'd be more aware of it.